Love that Sierra logo every time. Bing! Bing! Oh man, you can tell we're in for some advanced computer graphics now. Look at this. Starting to get dizzy. Starting to get nauseous. That should have turned into the Sierra logo, I feel, but that's fine. Spinning, spinning, and... Told you guys it was darker. That's quite a bit darker, right?
Please insert your saved character disc from any of the first 3 Quest for Glory games into the disc drive, so that your hero can make the journey to Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness.
Alright guys, I gotta run out and buy a disc drive real quick, but I will be right back.
Your character has been successfully imported. Welcome to Shadows of Darkness.
Hey, look at that, he's a wizard. You'll notice they jacked up a lot of the stats, because the maximum my character can reach now is 400, so they went ahead and boosted everything minimally up to half of that. You'll also see acrobatics is in here now as a full-on skill. We could have picked it up in the last game, just like communication the game before. Let's see, we need magic. Magic's important. I always like a good dose of vitality. Maybe a little strength. That seems fine to me. We'll build these other stats up. Well, we'll build up strength and vitality in the game, at least. And now, to enter into Mordavia.
You awaken from nightmares of flying and falling. You find yourself in
I've
a
had
strange place. The only illumination, an eerie green glow. You've lost your weapons and the contents of your backpack somewhere during the journey. All you have are the clothes and armor on your back. This leaves you with 4 burning questions. Where are you? How did you get here? Who brought you here? And how in blazes can you get out of here?
Those are good questions.
No, make that 5 burning questions. What city did your luggage end up in this time?
That is not a good question. Alright, so, first thing we're going to do is pick these skeletons clean.
You search the desiccated body. The only still usable item is a dagger which you pick up. However, lying around the bones are some coins. 5 golden coins, each have a crown stamped on them. And 13 small copper coins, each stamped 1 kopeck.
The first thing we should have done, again, this is just to make gameplay a little quicker, as is that, and I think my computer can handle the graphics.
A brief search reveals a piece of hard grey rock which you take, and some coins, 3 crowns and 13 kopecks.
Money is so useless in this game, and I'll show you why pretty quickly.
Find 30 assorted copper and gold coins.
Now here's a fun one. And I don't even know how I learned
like
this
a
the
torch,
first time.
But there doesn't appear to be any pitch or other flammable material on it.
I don't see a torch here at all.
You take
But I'm going to
the
pick it up.
torch.
And now I got a torch! You strike a spark with the flint and dagger to light the torch. They don't do a lot of voice acting for the inventory. Now, here's one I could make a lot of jokes about, and I think I'm just going to let them go. I just turned 31 today, and at a certain point, you got to stop making certain jokes.
You force the sphincter open with your dagger and pass through.
That was the hardest maturity I've
You've made it
ever
into a large
gone through.
chamber. Stone valves, like the one you just passed through, apparently block 3 other passageways. There is a huge stone altar in the center of the room, and an exit to the south.
Each class has a different item laying here.
Pick up the canvas sheet and take 3 crowns and 17 kopecks from the pouch. He won't be needing them anytime soon.
A little morbid. And then every class has to cross this pit. Most of them can take the rope in some form or fashion, but I'm a pansy little
That
wizard.
didn't do it.
Whoops.
As you hold up the sheet like a sail, you can feel the wind pushing it and you towards the pit. Unfortunately, you're a little too heavy. You don't think the wind is powerful enough to push you across safely.
I don't think it would go like that, wouldn't it? Go... Anyway. How do we make ourselves lighter?
You just
Whee!
barely made it across the pit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that tentacle monster later. Oh god. Sphincters and tentacle monsters. I hate this place. It's like going to Japan.
Slip through the mouth of the cave, just in time to avoid being crushed by its closing jaws.
He didn't say woo. And now we've got Vor. It's a whole chamber of porn.
You are alive! Only one
Yeah.
person has ever walked away from there before.
Was it you?
How did you get here? Oh, there are so many questions I want to ask you, but I have to get home quickly. It is so dangerous out at night in Mordavia. The town is due north of here. Be careful. There are many bad things wandering around. Good luck. Oh,
Thank you.
anyway, my name is Katrina. I hope we meet again sometime. Farewell.
I do too, baby. Oh yeah. Let me just take the most useful item in the game here.
Its pointed symbol seems to pulse with energy and comes loose in your hand when you touch it. You have the feeling that you may need this sign, so you carefully store it in your pack.
Now, I will say, this game does not give me the ability to mix the audio differently,
Path is dripping
speech and
with
music.
slimy goo. You're having a hard time maintaining your footing on it.
So there's nothing I can do about the times where the music overpowers the dialogue, because it's just one volume switch. We're gonna come back to this thing, probably not this video, but soon, and it's gonna make me rip my freaking hair out. But while I'm sitting here, I'm gonna see if I can't jump ahead in a puzzle or
That
two.
loosened up the rock pile somewhat. You didn't hit it with enough force to completely clear the pile.
That's right, I have piles. Yeah, that maturity thing didn't last
You
long, did it?
blast the rock pile with a force bolt.
For every other class, that little tree comes all the way down here, but no, not for Mr. Wizard.
A
So I'll just
magical
grab it.
lasso encircles the bonsai bush and gently draws it out of the grimy goo. Carefully clean the plant, then put it away.
Yeah, because you don't want a bunch of goo in your backpack. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we'll address this real quick. I've already got some saves in here. It's because I recorded the first 2 chapters of this before I discovered there was a serious issue with the first session of recording, and it looked awful pointing my camera at the screen. So I've gone back to this method, which is more complicated and took me a while to get working. But I think we can both agree it's well worth it. Mordavia by night. We're gonna run to the nearest town and hope we don't encounter anything. It's very hard to avoid the fights in this game.
You take an ear of the corn and put it away in your pack.
Save that for later.
You find 5 crowns that someone hid in the hollow stump. They're covered with mold and dirt, and have obviously been long since forgotten.
Again, this will be useless to us, and I'll show you why in just a few minutes.
Green grass surrounds the monument, heedless of the many feet which trample it daily.
Gee, a nice, beautiful, peaceful place in the middle of a dark and forbidding place. I wonder who could have put this here.
You pick some flowers and put them away.
Quest for glory and daisies.
The staff feels warm and almost alive in your hand. You hear an eerie voice in your head.
This I must first do. The sacrifice of life for one of love.
You find yourself letting go of the staff very quickly.
Well, that was fun.
You!
Hey, look, it's daytime.
Why are you here? Few strangers come to Mordavia. I am the Burgomeister. It is my job to know everyone and everything that goes on here.
I like your hat.
The Burgomeister stares at you suspiciously.
Oh, come on, I greeted you.
You tell the Burgomeister about how you came here.
Do you expect me to believe such a story? That you could walk out of that cave alive? That the cave would be open? Tell me no more lies.
We're gonna get on really well, aren't we? Actually, I'm gonna come back and talk to him again in a minute. All of his dialogue is gonna consist of telling me to go away.
This general store is cheery and well lit, thanks to the warm hearth. The first things that you notice are the cats. They seem to be everywhere. Then you see the shopkeeper, sitting on her rocking chair as she knits. She's a very, well, sturdy-looking woman.
So, you're
Listen,
the
narrator, tell it to me
stranger in
straight.
town. I've heard all about you already.
Just between you and me, John Rice Davies, you can say she's a fat, ugly broad.
Yeah, polite, aren't you? Manners are as manners do, as my husband used to say. We'll see.
There's a side quest where you actually reunite her with her husband. It gets you honor and nothing much else. So I'm not sure I'm gonna do it. We'll see how it goes.
You can call me Olga. Mrs. Stovich is too formal after all. We don't welcome strangers here. They bring nothing but trouble. All the same, it's good to see a new face again.
Here's why money is useless. I am now going to purchase everything I need to buy for this entire game. 22 crowns left. 20 crowns left. And now just a bunch of food. The only other thing in this game I will spend money on is rent at the inn.
You be careful. We don't need you going around stirring up trouble after all. Got enough as it is. If you do find something interesting, you let me know, of course, won't you?
Now, I'll admit I would have liked it more in the first game if I'd gotten all the items I needed a little easier without having to earn the gold for them, but that's kind of the
Good
point
one.
of the
Or,
game.
as my dear departed Boris used to say, may the winds blow fair at your beck.
Yes, he's very departed.
The Burgomeister. You tell
He's
how
gonna
you
keep
helped
staring at
the
me
Baron of
suspiciously.
Spielberg.
An interesting story. Did you hear it or make it up yourself?
You know what, buddy?
Don't start any trouble around here.
If you're gonna keep up that kind of attitude, I'm not gonna save your crappy little kingdom.
As you enter the northern part of the town, you hear the sound of a chisel chipping away at a stone block. A man is carving gravestones at one end of the street. Your attention quickly moves from the stone carver to the ominous Gothic building in the center of the street. There is definitely something not right about this structure. The headstone
Let's
carver
meet the
stares
gravedigger.
at you and then goes back to work.
Such a
You
friendly
introduce
little
yourself to the
town.
gravedigger.
Me, Igor.
Oh my god, that's horrifying. That's That's not even human.
Oh, this day job. Also work graveyard shift. Little graveyard humor there. Building was Adventurers Guild. No adventurers, no guild.
And it won't let me cast magic in the town, so I can't just cast open on the
You are
door.
still around, are you? When are you leaving?
Dude, I've been here 20
Mordavia?
minutes. More than 20 minutes.
You tell how you help.
Any
Oh, we already did that bit.
The Adventurers Guild is in the north part of town, but it's closed and boarded up. There have been no adventurers here since the road was flooded. By the laws of the land, I must give you the key for the asking. Perhaps it will be of some use to you.
We'll go into the Adventurers Guild in a minute. Just working my way through town, doing all the
Enter
necessary
small but
what's
nicely
its.
furnished country inn. Stairs lead up to the guest bedrooms. The floor is covered with sawdust and peanut shells. A barrel contains the few shells that manage to land in it. The innkeeper stares at you with an expression of fear and astonishment. It is several seconds before he speaks.
This is the Hotel Mordavia. Rooms here are
You can check in
15
anytime you
kopecks
want.
for room and board. Pay for 1 week in advance. Your room will be the first room at the top of the stairs. When you want food in the morning or evening, just sit down over there by the door.
Pay the innkeeper for your room and board.
Thank you for your payment.
What if I didn't want to sleep here?
They stare at you in astonishment.
I'm getting a lot of that
Say
these
you are a
days.
hero. Well, we will judge you here by your actions rather than your words. Magic is a very dangerous
All of the people in this
thing.
town look
We
horrifying.
do not trust those who use or are used by magic. Make certain you do not give us any more cause for alarm.
These townsfolks are completely useless, but they are colorful characters. They're also broken, as you'll see very quickly here.
I am Hans. Pleasure's all yours. I'm a farmer of pumpkins and corn and a person of great importance here in lovely Mordavia. Listen, I'm telling you,
Jack
Igor's
Nicholson?
death must be avenged. Pleased to meet
Wow,
you. I'm
that's not even
Ivan,
close.
an elephant herder.
And Jack Nicholson.
Fortunately, there are no more elephants in Mordavia, so business is kind of fallen off a tad.
That's not what he said. And just so you can hear the one who is broken.
Rumors. You talking to me? What rumors?
Oh, there are no rumors here.
Unless you count the
See, Rodney
rumor
Dangerfield.
that the castle is owned by Horse Patootie. There are no rumors in
That's not what he said.
Mordavia to speak of.
That's not what he said. Anyway, they're fun. And you
It's
should
a
play the game
typical
yourself
country
so you
breakfast.
can talk to them about
Fried
everything.
beets and sausage with garlic for a garnish.
Lots of garlic in this game, isn't there?
Now the table's helping to keep you off the floor as well. You pick at your plate in search of any
Trying it.
leftover garlic.
Alright, fine. You know what? We'll get garlic
to
this
your
way.
room and go in. You take a clove of garlic in case you meet an Italian chef somewhere.
That's exactly why I picked it up. Not because it's an adventure game and you should grab everything.
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have
Dude,
managed
I've been
to
here-
live so long.
Really? Do a lot of people die in the first 30 minutes they're in town? Is that a thing that happens a lot here? This game will contain, like in the first
Using
game,
the key the Burgomeister gave you.
we'll have chores to do every day, except it's not really chores, it's exercise. So we'll come in here and we'll exercise our little butts off.
You read in the adventurer's log, about some of the exploits of past adventurers in Mordavia. Prominent among them is the story of Piotr and the Dark One's cult. Near the end of the book, Piotr tells how he led the armies against the Chernovi cult outside the Dark One's cave. The fighters were trained soldiers, but the cult members fought like madmen. Suddenly, the cult members changed their forms and became grotesque monsters. Many of the soldiers panicked and ran. The battle was nearly lost. Then Piotr heard the voice of Irana. "By all my will, I banish you to..." The voice was cut off. The cult members screamed and ran. Piotr entered the cave and searched for some sign of life. All he could find were the grotesque remains of cult members. The only sign of Irana
We saw
was
one
a
of them.
magical staff lying on the ground.
Tentacle monster.
Piotr picked it up and left the cave, knowing that Irana was beyond his help. Piotr then tells...
Man,
how
he gave
brought
up
the
easy.
staff back to town and placed it in the town square. A garden of flowers instantly sprang up around it. Near the end of the book, Piotr tells that he was going to seek out the rituals of the Dark One and destroy them. There are no later entries. You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. It's almost
With a
become habit
flourish.
by now.
Through there is the Thieves Guild, which we can't get to, including a Peter Lorre character who turns out to be the uncle of the Peter Lorre character from number 2. So, Ugarte.
Which book
Yeah.
do you want to read?
I want to become a
The
better
book is all about using
spellcaster.
spells in unusual and creative ways, such as calming a fire, using alternate flame
Which we've done
and
many
frost
times.
spells to make something brittle and break. And
I
so
don't
on.
have Frost.
You pick up a number of useful tips which will improve your spellcasting. This book teaches the ancient Oriental art of talk fool. How to overcome opponents by attacking them with the unpronounceable names of martial arts forms and confusing them with fortune cookie wisdom. You get lost somewhere between karate and kuksur.
I don't get that joke. If you get that joke, feel free to write in. Anyway. This is the
Your legs are
exercise.
too
You do
stiff and
this, you
sore to
rest, you
use
do it
this right
again.
now.
Until you can't do it anymore, then you add weights the next day and do it again. So, like in the previous games, I will spare you watching me do this every morning.
There's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow.
And that's it, every day, just to build up our stats a little bit. Why am I saving the game right now? Because I'm going to do something stupid.
Bad place. Very bad place. Go away. You'll be very sorry.
Igor's horrific looking. Their art department did a great job. Okay. I seem to have broken the game. I was supposed to get eaten by the tentacle monster.
Bad place.
Bad place, bad place. Thank you, Kermit. There we go.
Nobody ever listened to Igor.
Tentacle Ray. Seafood snack. That octopus has had the munchies ever since it got stoned. Fortunately for it, but not for you, it occasionally gets its meals delivered right to its door. Anyway. Don't know why I felt compelled to do that other than, you know, tentacle rape, so. Bad place, very bad place.
You push the Dark One sign into the indentation on the door. It fits perfectly.
If you're a thief, there's a blackbird up there, because there's a blackbird in every game. I'll deal with him later.
You strike a mighty hammer blow at the glass case. It just sort of looks at you through its glass eye. You need to either build up your strength or try another approach.
I'll try another approach. Well, I'll build up the strength later, because it won't let me try to open it. Maybe I could just bust it this way.
Watch where you aim that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You've managed to damage the hexapod slightly.
Sure, I could feed the thing and sneak past it that way.
After you bombard the poor creature for a bit, it dies. Poor Hector.
Or nothing, it's a baby tentacle monster.
There is a cold feeling down here that chills your bones and sets the hairs on the nape of your neck on end. There is a musty odor of mold and mildew mingling.
Basically, it's a library. It smells like a library.
Smell of decaying flesh.
Yep, just like a library.
Welcome to your nightmare.
I like libraries. Alright.
Above the altar is the sign of the Dark One, surrounded by arcane letters.
This is the part that's going to make me rip my hair out later.
Makes you think that perhaps that is some sort of starting point for the letters.
So there's the name of our Dark One. Avuzel! Yay, Avuzel!
This place practically vibrates with dark magic. You get a momentary vision of nameless rites and unspeakable rituals before the spell cuts off. Any individual magical impressions are lost among the overall dark magical aura.
Now, there's a very specific reason I'm standing all the way over here.
A swirling cloud of undoubtedly poisonous gas surrounds the desk for a few seconds after your spell opens it. Then the cloud subsides. You rifle through the Mad Monk's desk and find the diary of Amontillado. Boy, was this guy wacky. Reading this makes your head hurt. However, it does give you some information about the Dark One rituals.
Which will be very important
Said
later
something
on.
about the first ritual being placed within the Mad Monk's tombstone, there to be forever guarded by followers. The second ritual shall be placed in the Stone of Squids, and revealed only by the light of a dead child's soul.
That's the pain in the butt
next
one.
ritual shall be placed in the hollow of the hangman's tree, and guarded by the spirit of the dead which remains there. The blood ritual shall be concealed magically within the monastery, and only he who willingly seeks dark visions shall find it.
We'll get that one in a
The
second.
ninth ritual shall be placed in the great arch itself, under the Dark One's sign.
Didn't see that there.
Ritual shall be given to someone named Gregor. Safekeeping. Now, there's another note on this page in another's handwriting. Gregor is missing in the forest and probably dead. Yet where is the heart ritual?
I love all of these arcane, hidden, oh my gosh, kind of places. And then we'll give this one to some dude named Gregor, because he sounds like a good dude. We'll do a little bit more silliness here.
Huge
Let me take a look at the book.
Looks fascinating. You could almost swear you saw it move. The title says Necrophilicon. Haven't you heard about this book somewhere?
It's a book about people who like to sleep with dead people. And I'm one of them now. Maybe you should have judged this book by the cover. Anyway, the judgment seems to have gone against you. In fact, they threw the book at you.
It's a really silly looking statue and clearly of no value. It's also much too heavy to carry around with you.
If you're a thief, there's a little item here that turns you into a banana slug and makes you choke to death on your own mucus. Kind of funny. Anyway, we'll have a little drink, then we'll get out of here.
You tap the huge cask of Amontillado. This is the strongest stuff you've ever tasted, assuming that you're not an aficionado of dragon's breath. Bottoms up.
Dragon's Breath kills you. I don't know how you can be an aficionado of something that kills you the first time you try it. Oh, nice, peaceful, restful day in Daventry. Oh, night's falling. This isn't Daventry, is it? This is not good. Oh my god, it's that thing from Fantasia. It's the Cinnobog, or whatever his name is. Oh man. This is bad. Where's Sora? We need Sora!
Man, have you got a headache? Fortunately, the Dark One Rising seems to have been just a vision, not the reality. Yet. A scroll has fallen from the cask's wine droplets. You pick up the rolled paper on the floor. It has the symbol of a drop of blood at the top and the inscription, Ritual of Blood. You can't read any of the other writing on it.
Alright, we're done in here for now. There is something I'm going to do a little later on.
You retrieve the Dark One sign from the monastery door, then quickly step away before the Hectopus can react.
This is all that's left of the town here.
You greet the old man.
Good day. Have you seen my honor?
This is kind of a heartbreaking little side story with him.
I am Nikolai. Have you seen my honor? I am looking for honor. Have you seen honor?
Obviously, that's all you can talk to him. Anything else he says. This is Dr. Cranium's lab. The doorbell is a puzzle. Since the difficulty is set to minimum, it's a silly puzzle. But every time you come back, it becomes more and more complex. We'll open this door first. Oh god!
Oh no, you've been Antwerped. Fortunately, these are just baby Antwerps, so the attack wasn't fatal.
I was concerned. Alright, I need to capture one of these little buggers. You can analyze the creature you wish to capture, then apply the proper bait. If the animal's in the immediate vicinity, the trap will catch it for you. If the animal is not in the area, you will have to catch it yourself, but at least you'll know what to feed it. You can have a lot of fun playing with this. Well, you can have some fun playing with it. And I'll just do one for fun. Is it alive? No, it is not. You need a shovel, not a trap. See? They got a lot of cute and weird stuff in here. Yes, it's alive. Yes, it's fast. No, it's not vicious. It is pretty silly. A flying aardvark. Nope. No, I do not have a craving for chocolate mousse. Yes, an Antwerp. No, not an adult Antwerp. Bouncing baby Antwerps are avid avocado eaters. If only I had some avocado. Avocado and garlic sandwich. It's the strangest adventuring meal you've encountered. Still, they do last a long time and will keep you from starving to death. Of course, you may wish you'd starve to death if you have to eat them too often.
You bait the trap with avocado from your sandwich. Avocado was never high on your list of favorite foods anyway.
I may be a hero, but I'm still a picky
Starts
eater.
working. You've caught an Antwerp. It's simply amazing.
Now, I'm going to skip this puzzle just for time's sake.
This
It's
is the
fairly
Antwerp
simple.
maze. Antwerps are naturally bouncy, so all you have to do is continually rotate the maze until the baby Antwerp bounces over to the key, then out through the exit.
See, it's not complicated. It just takes time.
Time the maze rotation.
And if you hit this a couple of
If you're
times...
still having... You deftly maneuver the baby Antwerp to the key, then to the maze exit. The key drops into your hand, and you add it to your keyring.
Boom. Oh, I'll do this one. Why not? If I can remember how to do it.
Great! You've managed to find Dr. Cranium's keyhole and open the door. You've
He does
passed
not like
through into
visitors.
Dr. Cranium's private laboratory.
You gotta love this guy.
The fluid. I must have the fluid.
I wish he'd showed up in the 5.
I thought it was Igor coming in to assist me. He helps out in the lab sometimes. Now then, what can I do for you?
Talking with Dr. Cranium here is going to be the last thing we do for this particular video.
You say hello to the scientist.
Welcome to my laboratory. You must have more than the usual intelligence and
I love it when it's a
personnel to have made it in
laboratory.
here.
You introduce yourself to Dr. Cranium and tell him a little about your adventures.
I should be most interested to hear about your travels and your scientific discoveries along the way. Unfortunately, I have very little time for that right now. Perhaps we can discuss your adventures when you next return.
Perhaps.
There is, of course, no such thing as magic. There is only science.
Oh, so he's
Still,
insane.
you would be amazed at how gullible some people are. Just the other day, someone gave me this scroll saying it was a magical spell. Can you believe that?
I wish I could juggle lights in here.
Purest poppycock. Nothing on here makes any sense whatsoever. Here, you may have this as a reminder that magic is a figment of fevered imagination. Only science is real.
Obviously, Dr. Cranium needs to take a correspondence course from the famous wizard school. As you read the scroll, you find that you have learned the incantations and gestures with which to cast a glide spell. Then the scroll vanishes.
There, you see, it was not even a very good piece of parchment. Fell right apart.
The glide spell is the only spell in Quest for Glory history to not travel over to the next game.
Yes, science. I'm glad you asked. Science is the process of systematically increasing our knowledge of the world through observation and experiment. Unfortunately, some of the townspeople here seem to have no concept of the wonders of science. Some of them even claim my little inventions are magical. Such poppycock. There's no such thing as magic. Still, the townspeople insisted that I should be able to use my magic to cure wounds and sickness. I told them that I am a scientist, not a doctor, but they wouldn't.
Damn it, Jim.
I had little choice but to concoct some simple elixirs. They were childishly pleased. Science is really so simple once you understand it.
Sound mixing bad. Let me grab a couple of empty flasks from him.
If he can spare an empty flask for specimen collection.
Of course, of course. I am always delighted to assist scientific research of any kind, and I have plenty of flasks. You may have this one.
I'm gonna take 2 of them. Now, this is the copyright... Oh my god, his teeth are stuck. This is the copyright protection for this particular game. And while you don't need these things to beat the game, later he does have one that you do need to beat the game. So, first I'll ask him for stamina, just because it's amusing.
If you want to improve your stamina, then you should make sure you eat a healthy diet from all the different food groups and get plenty of aerobic exercise. That is science.
No stamina potions in this game.
Oh, you must mean my patented healing drink. You may have my last one. Unfortunately, I have forgotten the formula for its main ingredient. If you can help me remember it, I will be able to make some more healing drinks, although the work is very time-consuming.
He'll make 1 a day. So I have to consult the copyright information so I can put in the right information. So I'll be back in just a second. Laxabuff. Laxabiff. Earth. Earth. Water. Earth. Water.
Thank you. With that information, I'm sure I shall be able to create some sensational scientific solutions.
And we'll do the same thing for poison cure here.
You must mean my new universal poison antidote. You may have this one, but I will need some help with the formula to make more. Also, I am afraid I only have time to make one each day.
Elkhorn. Pizza, which is an element in the Quest for Glory universe. Earth. Pizza. Air. There's a good, like, 30
That
things.
information, I'm sure I shall be able to create some sensational scientific solutions.
There's a good 30 elements, and he picks from them at random.
Essential etheric fluid is an important ingredient in my formula for reanimating dead bodies. It contains the essence of the element of water, the most important ingredient in life science.
We will be back to this later. Anyway.
You say goodbye to Dr. Cranium.
Please be careful not to break the beakers or crack the flasks on your way out.
That's it for the first video. I know we didn't get a lot done. It was mostly walking around town. But we're making some headway. As always, let me save the game. And then we'll exit. Wow. I miss Bawana Split. I didn't know I'd left the land of the living. Nervous now. Am I dead? Am I dragging out the conclusion of this video too long? Yes, I am.